Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Super excited that the weekend is almost here because Murphy and I are going out of town to get away from each other. No, joking.
Hey!
No, with some friends of ours, another couple. And you realize how special that is, Murphy, how kind of rare. You know, couples, they say that, and I know it's true, I believe it's true, that for the most part, women drive the social aspect of a couple. Yeah. Oftentimes. Women are the ones who say, let's go have, drinks with my friend and her husband. And the husband's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Let's do it. And you hope when that happens, it's four people coming together. You hope that it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If two of them don't jive, it doesn't work always. Mm. And so these are our friends, Mark and Audra. Now, you've known Mark forever, and he's a very good friend of yours. Mm-hmm. And I know him also. I knew him before his new wife. Yeah. Her name is Audra. And I will never forget, it was a few years back. They've only been married, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now?
I think 4 years.
Okay, yeah. So, and you said, hey, Mark and Audra invited us to come hang out and visit. And we were going to be staying with them for like 2 nights. And I had never even met her. And I thought, okay, I hope she likes me because otherwise 2 nights in their house with them.
2 long nights.
Love him. He's so much fun. And you even told me that. You were, I don't know if you remember having this conversation, Murphy. You were like, if, he married her, you're going to like her.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, you're right. It's going to go fine. But there are those instances. There have been couples that can't. You try, you go to a dinner or something, and it just doesn't. Yeah. Especially to me, if the men don't get along, because if the men don't get along, they're just sitting there stalemate.
And when you say don't get along, you don't mean like adversarial. You mean just don't connect.
Don't vibe.
That's what you mean.
Chemistry and vibe and people that you can be comfortable with.
I think, and that just depends on, if you're socially going out with a couple where everybody really doesn't know each other all that well. Mm-hmm. You don't know, I guess, until you're in that situation.
Correct.
The thing about that first time that we went up and stayed with them, and it was the first time that we, met Audra, is that, Mark is just a very laid back, easy. What you see is what you get kind of person.
Yes.
And so I knew that hanging out there for the weekend was not going to be an awkward, weird situation. And it's literally as soon as we arrived that day, it was as though you and Audra had known each other forever. It was interesting.
Know.
It took off like a rocket. So,
do you know that this coming weekend, like we're leaving tomorrow after the show, this coming weekend was me and Audra, our idea. We were going to get together and do like a shopping weekend together.
This wasn't Murphy and Mark's idea?
No, it was like, I think we had talked about doing like a shopping weekend. Yeah. And Mark's like, all right, we'll just come too. Or, we're driving, we're going to meet them halfway somewhere and spend, and it's going to be so much fun. But I just think it's a funny dynamic that not all couples have. Not all couples have another couple that it works well and it jives as much. Yes, as adults, you can sit there with anybody for a dinner and, get along and talk, but we look forward to being with them.
Yeah, you really don't know until you actually, make the connection and hang out a few times. It's because it's usually one spouse or the other that's bringing the friendship into the relationship.
The couplehood. Into
right.
Into the friendship.
Yeah. I guess the opposite of that is when somebody gets divorced.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Who gets the friend?
Well, and that gets kind of weird sometimes, but yeah, it's, so I can see that. It's, it depends on the two who don't know each other that well and how they gel coming together. But you don't know that until the first meeting.
Have you ever had a couple that you've hung out with, or you try to hang out, you tried to do it, and it's just like, nah, this is not going to work? What's a nice way to get out of it?
I did in a past relationship.
Yeah.
And it did not work.
Yeah. You just let it die?
Me and the girl were friendly, and we had so much to talk about, and and the guys had nothing to say to each other, and they literally didn't say anything to each other. And it was awkward.
Wow.
Yeah. It was before you, Murphy.
Okay.
You always would have something to say.
But like when that happened, was it like...
We never tried again.
Okay.
We never did a force.
Just went unspoken and it was over with.
Well, I think me and the girlfriend talked about it. It's like, they're not going to be friends. They were nice to each other, but they weren't social. They did not jive. They were nothing alike.
Right.
So they couldn't find a common ground.
You and I have had a lot of different experiences with that, Jodi, because we also, a couple of summers ago, we met a couple we just happened to be sitting next to and struck up a conversation with total strangers. We'd never met before.
But we jived.
We jived immediately, and so we all decided we would have dinner again together the next night.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. It really. Now, what's weird is we've not talked to them since.
Yeah.
But they were fun to hang out with.
I do have a relationship with them, with the wife, with the lady on social.
Oh, do you? Okay.
But yeah, we don't live in the same city.
Yeah,
and we're not going to see each
right.
other. It's not like we're trying not to hang out. If they were here, we would probably be going to dinner with them.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
We had a little vacation couple friendship.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's a special thing. Friendship already is special. 1-to-1, two people who are friends is so special because you choose your friends and you choose to be in those relationships. It's not family.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make time for it. And for me to be looking forward to this weekend is exciting because it's double. You get that benefit. And I get that benefit too.
When the four of you are
special.
together, do you all go out shopping, or you and Audra will go out, and Murphy and Mark will?
We haven't done a shopping weekend, and I'm
Oh.
calling it that. Murphy's not thinking of it that way, I don't think. So this is different. We're normally at our house with them and going to a football game or something, or we're at their house on the lake, enjoying that and eating and drinking and all that and just having laughs. So this is the first time we've met in a different location. That's not our house or theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like Audra and I will slip off and shop, and you guys will do whatever you guys want to do. I have no idea what
you don't think we'll be hanging for shopping, huh?
I mean, I kind of hope not.
Well,
I don't really.
Isn't there a Buc-ee's about 15 minutes away?
You guys do whatever you want to do.
Right.
You guys enjoy each other a lot, and there's a lot to talk about. I know that, and the same is true for me and Audra.
Yeah.
But then we also will have a good time, the four of us. We're going to dinner. I'm just super excited about it, and you need things to look forward to in life. Otherwise, you're a hamster on a wheel. I love my weekends at home. I love sleeping a little bit late and having coffee in the quiet, at home on the weekends and all of that. But getting away for the weekend is also, it's a happy maker. It's essential, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. I think that the real blessing is unconditional friendship, because it's like judgment-free zone. When you can be who you're going to be, especially when you're sharing the same living space together for a couple of days.
Yeah,
it's true.
We're
doing an Airbnb together.
Those kinds of relationships are really, to me, they're the most important ones, because they just happen naturally.
And I would not necessarily be comfortable doing that sort of an Airbnb weekend thing with not all couples that I know. I wouldn't, but I'm very comfortable with
We're not
that.
going to list those couples.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So which couple is getting the sofa bed?
We both have their bedrooms. We promise you.
You went all out.
There's no sofa bed.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.